What if everything you've ever wanted, every goal, every success, every dream, was just 5 deliberate steps away? Not luck, not talent, but the quiet, disciplined, daily decision to rise. This isn't motivation. This is transformation. Every morning, a new opportunity is born. The opportunity to rise above mediocrity and step boldly into a future shaped by clarity, purpose, and unstoppable drive. The truth is, fortune isn't reserved for the lucky or the gifted. It's available to anyone willing to master themselves. It begins not with what you have, but with how you think. Success isn't a stroke of luck. It's the product of repeated, consistent, disciplined action. And there are 5 undeniable steps that anyone can take, from average to exceptional, from uncertainty to undeniable achievement. The first is master your mindset. Your mind is your greatest ally or your worst enemy. The way you think shapes everything you do. Look at the story of Henry Ford. When the world told him that a V8 engine couldn't be built, when even his engineers insisted it was impossible, Ford didn't bend. He didn't question his vision. He stood firm, driven by belief. He demanded persistence, and eventually his belief became innovation. Ford's story is a masterclass in mindset. Proof that what you hold in your mind with conviction can reshape the world around you. Mindset is not just thinking positive thoughts. It's the inner command center that governs how you perceive problems, setbacks, and possibilities. Most people operate reactively. They let external circumstances dictate their energy, focus, and decisions. But those who ascend, those who build empires, do the opposite. They direct their thoughts, shape their internal world, and use it as a launching pad to impact their outer world. Your mind is fertile ground, and your thoughts are seeds. You can plant doubt, fear, and excuses, or you can plant belief, courage, and discipline. Whatever you choose to cultivate will become your reality. Feed your mind with possibility, with questions like, how can I achieve this? Rather than, can I do it? Shift from limitation to innovation. Speak to yourself with power. Reframe negative self-talk with solution-based language. Your mindset is either your prison or your passport, and you get to decide which it will be once your mind is sharpened. Step 2 is setting goals that challenge you. Most people live in a self-imposed cage of small thinking. They aim low to avoid discomfort, to avoid failure. But comfort is where dreams go to die. The moment you set a goal that excites you and scares you is the moment you truly begin to grow. If your goals don't intimidate you, they're too small. Big goals stretch you, force you to evolve, and demand a version of you that does not yet exist. But setting a goal isn't enough. It must be broken down into systems, into daily action so specific and non-negotiable that even your worst days won't derail your progress. Fortune isn't made in one grand act. It's built brick by brick, day after disciplined day. Motivation will fade, but systems will carry you. Think of your goals like a mountain. From the bottom, it looks impossible to climb. But when you focus only on the next step, you gain momentum. You stop freezing in fear and start ascending in confidence, which leads to step 3, develop relentless self-discipline. Everyone knows what they need to do. Few do it. Why? Because they operate on emotion instead of execution. I don't feel like it becomes the silent killer of dreams. Discipline, on the other hand, is doing what must be done, regardless of how you feel. The greats, the champions, the visionaries, the game changers, they don't rely on motivation. They rely on habit. They don't need to feel like it. They've trained themselves to do it anyway. Self-discipline is built one decision at a time. Wake up when you say you will. Keep the promises you make to yourself. Push through resistance when no one is watching. These acts compound. They hardwire you for excellence. Your future is not determined by what you occasionally do, but by what you consistently repeat. And discipline, when practiced daily, becomes identity. You begin to see yourself as a kind of person who follows through, who shows up, who executes no matter what. That self-image is priceless, because from it flows every result in your life. Step 4 is one of the most underrated truths in success. Who you surround yourself with matters more than almost anything else. Your environment is shaping you every second. The people closest to you influence your thoughts, your standards, your self-worth. You may think you're immune to the energy of others, but you're not. Hang around complainers, doubters, and underachievers long enough, and you'll start to absorb their mindset. Your ambition will feel out of place, your dreams too unrealistic, your standards too high. That's how average becomes contagious. But flip the script. Put yourself around winners, people who are driven, focused, and committed, and suddenly your excuses lose their power. Their energy forces you to rise. Their excellence rubs off. Their work ethic becomes your new baseline. This is not about cutting everyone off. It's about aligning with people who reflect the future you're building, not the past you're leaving behind. If you want to elevate, you must surround yourself with elevation. Seek mentors. Study achievers. Learn from the disciplined. Their presence is a shortcut to your transformation. And now, step 5. The step that separates thinkers from doers, wishers from winners. Take massive action. Knowledge is not power unless acted upon. Most people stay stuck in planning, in waiting, in researching. They convince themselves they need more information before they move. But information without implementation is a form of self-sabotage. Action is what breaks paralysis. Motion creates momentum. Perfection is a myth. The most successful people you admire started before they felt ready. They took messy action. They moved in faith. And through that motion, they grew, they learned, they adapted. If you want to change your life, you need to stop waiting. Not tomorrow. Not when it feels right. Now. Launch. Build. Call. Create. Fail forward. Fear will always be there, but it loses its power the moment you move. Fear is not your enemy. Inaction is. The world rewards boldness, not for the absence of mistakes, but for the presence of courage. These 5 steps, mastering your mindset, setting massive goals, developing self-discipline, curating your environment, and taking relentless action, are not complicated. They are simple, but they are not easy, and that's why few people follow them. But those who do, they change everything. They move from average to fortune. They go from surviving to thriving. They stop hoping and they start building. And it all starts with one decision, one internal shift to take back control. Your success is not written by your past. It's not limited by your circumstances. It is determined by your choices. Choose to rise. Choose to act. Choose to persist. Because the gap between where you are and where you want to be is not as wide as you think. It's just 5 steps, 5 decisions, and one commitment to never settle again. The world will try to keep you average. Your mind will try to keep you comfortable. But your destiny, it waits for the day you get relentless. So rise. Refuse average. Claim your fortune. You were never meant to be ordinary. Now is the time to prove it. Don't forget to subscribe and like this channel.